Hi everyone, I hope everyone's doing well, and today I got inspired by a video from Gavin Hoey on Adorama TV, and it's called One Flash and One Wall, a portrait session or something, and he's one of my favorite instructors, and I recommend you check out anything he puts out because he's just awesome. But basically he did a portrait session with some pretty elaborate gear. He was using the E-M1 Mark III with 45mm f1.2 Pro, along with Godox TT350 with some fancy light modifiers. And then of course he had a model. And I wanted to see if I could sort of duplicate what he was doing with much more modest equipment. So I got out my old E-M5 Mark II with the 14-42 kit lens and a simple light stand and umbrella with the a very basic Godox it's a Godox TT350. So I will be shooting in full manual just like he did, so you'll see all the settings I have for both the camera and the flash. Alright, so I have my brick wall, which is very similar to what Gavin was using, but he had a white, his wall was painted white, but same idea. And instead of using a grid that he was using, I'm just going to use a snoot. And I just made this out of a can cooler. You know, I just cut the bottom out and this will just slide over the front of the flash. So we're going to do one shot using the snoot, and I'm not going to shoot through the umbrella. All I have to do is rotate the flash around and point it down, and then when I want to use the umbrella I just turn it back around and then I can shoot through the umbrella. So that's it there. And I'm going to do basically 3 shots, one where I'm standing against the wall, one where I'm sitting down, and then we'll do one where I'm standing, but we'll try and get like a shallower depth of field. So let me go ahead and set up the camera to point at this wall. Since I don't have a 45 f1.2, what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom my 14-42 kit lens to 42 millimeters, and the widest aperture is f5.6. Again, it doesn't matter because we're going to be shooting probably at f8 or f11 anyway. We're at 1/250th of a second f8, and if you look, you can see that the EV meter is reading -3. So with these settings, I'm currently 3 stops underexposed. So let me just take a picture without flash. Yeah, so it's completely black. So what that means is that the only light that's going to come into the scene is whatever I add using the flash. So let's set up the flash, and I think the first shot, I printed them out. I just did screenshots. Where did I put that? Oh, here it is. So basically, the first shot is just some dude standing against the wall, and it's kind of a hard light, and he used a bare flash to make this shot. And this was the shot that he had done like from 10 years ago. This is a brand new umbrella, and I've already dropped it and broke one of the fins here. Just using duct tape to hold it together. Stupid. Brand new. Because I broke the last one like this. So I'm going to put a weight down on the stand. Alright, so I'm going to turn this around and just point it down like so. And then we'll raise this thing up high as it'll go. And this stand, I actually found it at Goodwill for 10 bucks. But you can buy them brand new with the umbrella kit and flash holder, I think for about $25. And it may even include the umbrella. I'll put links down below if I find one. Now I'm gonna stand roughly about here. So what I wanna do is, I want to look up at the light and make sure it's pointing right at my face, because that's where I want the bulk of the light to come in. Let me put the snoot on. Shoot. Yeah, that should be good. Let's do another test shot. Ooh, wow, that is harsh light, isn't it? I really need to let more ambient light in, so I'm going to slow the shutter speed down. I don't want to go below 1/125th of a second for portraits to help, you know, make sure the picture is sharp. Whenever you're shooting people, 1/125th is a kind of a minimum. Even on a tripod, even though the camera's not moving, I'm moving, right? By breathing or looking away, whatever. So the other option I have is to go down to f5.6. Let's try that. Alright, that's a little better. I need to turn the flash power down. Let's go down to about 1/4 power. And let's raise the ISO up to 400. And let's set it to black and white. And we will, let's just increase contrast and sharpness. That's kind of optional, but I'm going to use the custom self timer because I'm not using a remote trigger. And basically what I'm saying is wait 7 seconds, take one picture, and then refocus before you take the picture, and that's what these settings mean. Alright, so let's go ahead and give it a shot. Okay, that wasn't bad. I had these terrible bags under my eyes, so let me fix that. All right, one down. Let's do the other shot. Let's see what that looked like. Okay, there's one here of this girl sitting in the tree, or I'm sorry, in the chair, and she's kind of doing something like this with her hands. It's kind of a little feminine. I'm going to do something else. This light is a little bit softer, so what I'm going to do, the lighting here is a little bit softer than the one down here, so I'm going to use the umbrella instead, so I will have to change some settings. Now the Godox has a diffuser built in. I don't know where my Stoffen cup is, so I'm just going to use the built-in diffuser here that kind of flips over the top to help spread the light throughout the umbrella. I want to check the angle of the light. This light is not quite as high. It's more like it starts here just above the head, so I'm going to have to lower this down about like that. Okay, good. So let's turn this around. All right, let's do a test shot. And we won't change any settings. Let's see what happens. Okay, so I'm at 1/4 power. I'm gonna go to, let's try full power. 2 stops. Yeah, that looks good. So I think we can get away with this. Maybe, let's see, where's my ISO? I'm at 400, so I can go a little higher on ISO if I need to, but let's go with this. So self timer, double check, 10 seconds, 1 picture. Okay, not bad. So let me just reframe a little bit higher. All right, so what I'm going to do, I need to move the light just a little bit closer and a little bit over to the left so that the left side of my face gets a little more illumination, because the lighting's still a little bit harsh. All right, let's try that. Good enough. I like the lighting. You know, I'm not a professional model or anything, but all right, let's try one more shot where we can get kind of a shallow depth of field behind me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lean against the wall and just use this as the backdrop, and that's so far away that shouldn't be any problem blurring that out even with a kit lens. The only thing I don't like about this shot is the white gutter. So what I might do is in post-processing just brush that out. But let's do a test shot. So the lighting on the flash is perfect. I need to let more ambient light in, and I can lower the shutter speed down to 1/125th, But I'm going to also have to crank up my ISO because I'm at the maximum aperture for the focal length I'm at. So let's go to ISO 1600. So the background looks like it'll be about 1 stop darker. And I'm going to have to lower the flash power because I went from 400, so that would be 816, so 2 stops. So I have to go from 1/1 to 1/2 to 1/4 power. Right, I have to reduce the flash power by 2 stops. So I got the exposure right. I got the lighting, everything right. I'm gonna just move the camera over to the right just a little bit. All right, for my pose, what I'm gonna do is just kind of rub my beard, if I had one. I don't know. It's more manly. Maybe. All right, let's see how that looks. I think that's it. So let's take them into post-processing and just clean them up just a tiny bit. All right, so here are the 3 images in RAW. So let me go ahead and convert this to black and white. And let's reframe it just slightly, like so. And then maybe just a slight straightening. There we go. And then just bring the blacks in a little bit and bring in the highlights a tiny bit. Maybe let's add a little bit of vignette. There. And we're done. Okay, this one here, I kind of like the color. Let's see, black and white. No, I like the color a little better. So let's just pull the blacks in a little bit, push the shadows a tiny bit, give it just a bump here, a little bit on the highlights, and then the white balance, pretty close, but I'm going to warm it up slightly. And then let's just give it a little bit of vignette, and we'll call it there. All right, let's do the next one. It's a little bright, so I'm going to pull it down just a hair. Pull in the blacks, maybe push the shadows back up. Pull in the highlights. Oh, a little bit warmer would be nice. My face is a little bit red here, so I'm going to just offset it. Just pull some magenta out, like so. There. Good. And then let me straighten it a tiny bit and recompose to about there. And then let me fix this white pole. So I'm going to punch in and let's see. Let's do this. Let's try that. All right. And let's adjust it. Maybe just a little bit down. Okay. I was built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I can change the past. All I'm achieving, got my foot on gas, never stop competing. Break like glass. Well, thanks again to Gavin Hoey and Adorama TV for the inspiration today, and I hope you guys like my variation on the process. If so, consider subscribing, hit the like button, And if you can, maybe buy me a coffee or two. It really helps making these videos a lot easier for me. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.